if I am not Marriott Ambassador Elite, or if I am not an Accor Diamond, can I still be a VIP? Can I still get that special treatment? The answer will surprise you. Yes, yes, and yes. We've got 3 fascinating guests. The Chief Double Dip Officer, Aman, meet our CFO. लेकिन ये फाइनेंशियल ऑफिसर नहीं है, ये चीफ फ्रेमवर्क्स ऑफिसर है. Got a fun surprise guest this time around. He's someone I've had the pleasure for knowing for a little over 3.5 years now. स्वागत है ABM.
Singapore Airlines has announced that they are going to introduce the Krug and the Bruth. And even before the flight was taxiing and about to take off, I think I was a couple of glasses down, not the entire bottle.
So Don Perignon is the Bose of champagnes.
I have no idea what you all are talking about. You know, there's that meme. समझ में नहीं आया लेकिन सुन के अच्छा लगा.
मेरे माइंड में there are 3 buckets where I can classify and think of Fora as great opportunity. Super special occasions. For 60th birthday of my dad, a honeymoon, right? Or I want to make something really, really special. You screwed up badly and forgot your anniversary. Like that is a super special occasion for me.
ये हुआ था?
ये हुआ था. हुआ था.
Mandarin Oriental in New York, Capella, Bvlgari. In Tokyo.
Yes, yes.
One of the best places in the world to stay.
ये बताओ कि ये सब होटल में जाने के लिए छुट्टी मिलेगी कि नहीं ऑफिस से तुमको?
देखो अर्जी तो दी है. So Dimant, I don't know if you've seen this movie called Partner. और गोविंदा सलमान खान के पास जाके बोलता है इतनी खुशी मुझे आज तक नहीं हुई.
आप दोनों में से who is गोविंदा and who is सलमान खान?
वो डेविड धवन बताएगा कि गोविंदा कौन है और सलमान खान कौन है.
But I also love the song. Do you want a partner? Oh partner, do you want a partner?
Flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. 0 to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hello and welcome to another fun episode of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Very, very happy to be bringing to you a very cool topic today. You know, a lot of times there are a few of us who have used credit cards, frequent flyer programs, hotel loyalty programs to earn elite statuses, to earn reward points, to collect that big magnanimous chest of points. And then after a year, go ahead and burn them and score that epic redemption. But that's probably 1% of the population. The 99% actually, they're just like, यार मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मैं क्यों करूँ इतनी मेहनत कलेक्शन करने के लिए? Like, is there a shortcut where if I am not Marriott Ambassador Elite, or if I am not an Accor Diamond, or if I don't have the highest status of Hilton, can I still be treated like royalty? Can I still be a VIP? Can I still get that special treatment when I walk into a hotel or into a particular airline or onto a cruise ship? Is that possible at all? The answer will surprise you. Yes, yes, and yes. Precisely that is what we're going to dedicate in today's special episode. And like always, we've got 3 fascinating guests. My first one is what we call the Chief Double Dip Officer at the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Aman, क्या हाल है अमया? कैसे हो?
All good, all good, all good. Enjoying the beautiful Bangalore weather. Just came through a lot of rain. So, yeah, looking forward to the next few months.
Fantastic. And then, if you're wondering what I will call Dimant, because you just heard who our CDO is, meet our CFO. लेकिन ये फाइनेंशियल ऑफिसर नहीं है, ये चीफ फ्रेमवर्क्स ऑफिसर है. With that, स्वागत है दीमन, कैसे हो?
तुमने बताया नहीं क्या बोलने वाले हो. It was a surprise for me, but yeah, chief framework officer sounds fine. Like very funnily, like I was just thinking about it कि यार ये CXO वाली जनता कैसे सोचती है, क्या सोचती है ना. I know how these ideas come from, how people decide who is going to be CEO, who is going to be CFO. ये ऐसे ideas से आता है. So doing well, man. Let's start the episode.
Awesome. And then we've got a fun surprise guest this time around. He's someone I've had the pleasure for knowing for a little over 3.5 years now. We met for the first time digitally on Discord. And he had a very fascinating handle called ABM. मैं बोला ये ABM क्या है? जब वो फिर उसको मिला तब पता चला कि ABM is Abhishek Mishra. And then saw him on Twitter, started interacting on Twitter and Discord quite a bit. He was coming to Bangalore about 3.5 years back. So he pinged, we had dinner. And after that, we stayed in touch. And then he came for flight mode recently that we did in Delhi. And we reconnected after all these years. He works in big tech. He has done an insane amount of redemptions. The ones that I know about are redeeming Delhi to Haneda on Jal in business. He has flown the SQ suites, Delhi, Singapore, and there's a lot more to unpack. Swagat hai ABM.
Thank you so much for having me, Adil, and looking forward to this. Good to be here. Bangalore has welcomed me well with, I think, the rains. But yeah, looking forward to the next couple of hours and see how this unfolds.
You have a nice, interesting tidbit about Dom Perignon I want to hear. You were talking about it in our flight. How Dom Perignon is just spoken about, but there are other things that you experienced. So, want to hear that soon.
बताओ. शुरू करते हैं.
Okay, so yes, I think, so when I first flew the suites, I think this was back in 2022. Fag end of the year, and that is just when Singapore Airlines had announced that they are going to phase out the Dom Perignon and I think introduce the Krug and the Brut instead of the Dom Perignon. So when I stepped into the cabin, I was having a chat with the in-flight supervisor, and I think he was a nice young man. I don't recollect his name, but a fascinating chap. And I expressed my regret saying, hey, if I would have been here maybe a couple of months back, I would have gotten to empty a bottle of Dom Perignon for the next 6 hours. But then he, I think, told me that, hey, I think I had gone to a market in Europe, was shopping wine for my father-in-law, who happens to be a champagne enthusiast. And that is where I came to know that Dom Perignon is more talk and I think less value. The champagnes I'm going to serve you today, I think you're going to enjoy them much more. So I haven't had Dom earlier, but I think Krug soon became my favorite. And even before the flight was taxiing and about to take off, I think I was a couple of glasses down. Not the entire bottle, but a couple of glasses down for sure. And yeah, the next 6 hours just flew by.
So Dom Perignon is the Bose of champagnes. All name and not necessarily the best product. Awesome.
I have no idea what you all are talking about because I have never had a drop of alcohol in my life.
Come quickly, I'm tasting the stars.
I have no idea, I've never had alcohol. So आप लोग चालू रखो. वो you know there's that meme. समझ में नहीं आया लेकिन सुन के अच्छा लगा. Cool. So we'll get started. So what we wanted to discuss today is like, if someone does not have an elite status, किसी के पास कोई Marriott का status नहीं है, कोई Hilton का status नहीं है, कोई loyalty program नहीं है, but they just want to have a good time and they're willing to buy revenue and they're like, okay, I have some money, I have a budget, and I want to spend this on vacation. How do I make the most of it? Like, do I book on Make My Trip? Do I book on another ATA? Do I book direct? What are the options? So a lot of our followers, if you see our recent comments, everybody has been asking ki, bhai ye Fora kya hota hai? What is Fora? And we said, let's study this in detail. Let's understand this. And let's talk to our people about what is Fora. And let's really go down to the brass tacks and explain what this is, how it works. So the way I'm going to start this is, the first section is, what do you think Fora is? So we'll go around the three of you, get your first impressions of Fora. ABM, particularly you've done a Fora booking. You are scheduled to fly. You've probably done a couple of these in the past also, so we'll unpack that from you. But we'll start with Dhimant. Give us your understanding of Fora. Tell us what you like about it, what's your sense, and then we'll go around the room.
Awesome. I think for me, I think first thing importantly to note and I think talk about is that Fora is not like an alternate to what I today do, right? So my travels today are personal, work, I do solo travel. I don't think Fora actually is a separate alternative. I think it's a complement to what I already do. That's the way I think about it, right? So, मेरे mind में there are 3 buckets where I can classify and think of Fora as great opportunity. One is super special occasions.
Yeah.
Right? Not special occasions. For example, special occasions, I could do a birthday with, let's say, of my daughter or my wife at a JW Prestige golf share just with points, right? But if it's a super special occasion, let's take an example of a 60th birthday of my dad.
Yeah.
Or if it's, let's say, a honeymoon, right? Or I want to make something really, really special. You screwed up badly and forgot your anniversary. Like, that is a super special occasion for me.
क्या ये हुआ था?
ये हुआ था.
ये हुआ
और
था?
हाँ, हुआ था, हाँ.
कैसे हुआ? कैसे हुआ? I think ये वापस गाना पड़ेगा.
ये मेरी बीवी आंसर कर रही कैसे हुआ और क्या उसके बाद क्या हुआ. लेकिन that's I think one big bucket for me, right? So for me it just makes sense that there are limitations when I have my own points and my own properties that I can access through, let's say, my own statuses, right? But a super special occasion, things like unbound thinking, right? Like you want to do something which you're not thought of, right? For example, you want somebody to come in without telling them कि मुझे ये चाहिए. For example, you'll go to a hotel today, they'll say कि यार एक cake arrange कर देना मेरी wife का birthday. But you want that to automatically happen in that event, right? If it's a 20th anniversary, all of that, which is coming very soon. So, some of these things, right? That's one bucket.
How soon is this? The audience wants to know.
है time है और 2 साल का time.
2 साल है ना? तो अभी super special plan हो रहा है मतलब.
हो रहा है, बन रहा है. The second bucket I can think of is that occasion when I want to do a redemption. The choice is to not make that redemption because I don't have enough points. But or to say कि यार ठीक है points बाद में use कर लूँगा. I don't have enough points. Rather than scrambling here and there, trying to gather points. Wrong program में wrong flight book करो, economy में चले जाओ या let's say you fly the carrier you don't want to. Instead just use Fora, collect more points and do it later. Use the points later. Most of the points are usable till 3 years. So I don't like that scrambling. See, for example, अगर SQ है, then it's still easy because there are 5 different programs that merge into SQ, right? But then I used everything for SQ. I don't have points for doing Marriott. How do I handle that? Right? So that situations are real, I feel. Has happened many times. That's the second one. The third one I feel is that I'm in a zone to do a super luxury booking in general. Like मैं चाहता हूँ कि मुझे यार उड़ाना है पैसा. And there are times, right? There are times when you want to do it. You don't want to. There are times that you don't want to optimize. I think मेरे लिए ये 3 buckets है. And when you specially said ABM and he's booked the Fora, I'm actually very keen to understand which was this bucket or is there a new bucket that I've missed, because you are also a points guy. You have like hundreds of cards and like so many points. Like why did you choose Fora when you had so many points in your own pocket? Like help understand, could you connect to what I said or what is your need case?
No, I think great points, Dheeman. And I think you mentioned about the fact that you don't want to go and ask at the reception ki it's my birthday or it's my daughter's birthday, can you please arrange for a cake? Sometimes perhaps you're reaching late at night at the property and the duty manager or somebody is not around who can probably assist with your booking and upgrades. And for the sole reason that, okay, sometimes you just don't want to ask. You just want to go there and hand off all the management part of your booking to somebody else in the back end. So I think that's where Fora comes into the picture. More about that later, but I think another bucket, again, where Fora happens to become one of the better choices is if there are no hotels or properties of the choice of your loyalty program in the region you're traveling to.
Interesting.
I think that was one of the reasons where I booked Fora redemption, I think in Fora booking in April for my trip to Portugal. So that's one bucket where you don't have hotels in the Marriott, in the loyalty program of your choice. So that is where instead of having to do a cash booking via say a MMT or a booking.com or a hotels.com, you route it through Fora, you end up utilizing your loyalty status, at least with the partner program. So I think that is where personally for me, Fora has come into the picture and helped a lot.
So you did it because that particular location did not have either a Marriott or Accor, or you did not have something that you could redeem.
Curious, like what did you book, ABM? Talk to us about the property.
Yes,
talk to us about the benefits. Like why Fora? Like what did you get with Fora? Let's unpack that.
So this was for my trip to Spain and Portugal. This was, I think, in April. I think a 2.5-3 week trip. So the first part of it I spent around Spain. And when I entered Portugal, I came in through, I think it was Sevilla, if I recollect correctly. So Sevilla, then you enter in through the southern part of Portugal. That's the Algarve region.
Correct.
So you have a bunch of towns there. I think Faro, Albufeira and Lagos and all of those.
Cadiz, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Lagos is one destination where a lot of hotel chains are concentrated in, but we wanted to stay a little away from the hustle and bustle. So we chose Faro. Now in Faro, I think there is no Accor property. I was burning my Accor points mostly for this Europe trip because pretty much spending most of the day outside exploring. I didn't need a super luxury hotel, anything like a Novotel or a Mercure, which is a nice, clean, spacious room with your status perks and everything. So now in Faro and in the Algarve region, there was pretty much no Accor property. I think there was an Ibis, which is very near the airport, but we wanted to stay closer to the beaches and the touristy part, so to say. So that is when I was looking at options. I think now with Accor out of the window, I took a look at Marriott. Marriott had a couple of good properties, and I think I had in fact already booked a Marriott redemption also. But then I thought, okay, what can we do better? So I used to be a Marriott Plat until last year, but I think after the March-April refresh, I got downgraded to Gold. So now you don't get free breakfast as well. And in Europe, that can cost you a bomb. And especially with me being a vegetarian, I think the spread itself is limited to some fruits and muesli and yogurt, I think. So then I was wondering, does it make sense to spend extra on the breakfast on that day? And considering this was a little far off the main city, I could probably not dash out for breakfast every morning as well. And I didn't want to do that either. Just wake up late and I think figure it out there. So I think then that's where I saw the property which I booked. That was Pine Cliffs, Algarve. So it comes under the luxury collection. Nice. It's, I think, one of Europe's largest integrated resorts.
Correct.
Spread across 72 hectares. And they have a bunch of properties within the same setup. So you have residences, you have villas, you have hotels, and I think there's a couple of other categories as well. So I stayed at the hotel outlet of that property. It was closest to the central facilities, so I think that was one of the reasons I chose it. And it was a good experience. I think this was Easter weekend when we drove into Faro. So the property was pretty bustling. I think that's when the service can either be a hit or a miss. So my check-in, I couldn't get early check-in, which is usually a perk you get with Fora.
What are the promised perks if you can just go there before the experience starts?
I think early check-in and late check-out, again, this is always subject to availability because if they don't have rooms, they can't do anything about it. So that is one of the perks which you get with Fora, irrespective of your elite status. You get complimentary breakfast for the number of guests in your room for each of the nights you're staying in. There's a complimentary VIP welcome gift as well, which could be anything from a bottle of wine to some local savories and something of that sort. Usually there's a $100 welcome credit as well, which you can use for food and beverages, spa and something along those lines. This is usually converted into the currency of the hotel you're staying in. So it might be a slightly lesser than $100 or something of that sort. But it's roughly around $100. And I think preferential upgrades to suites and higher category rooms. Yes, so I had booked the base category room, and I guess I was upgraded to the duplex suite, which is one of their, it was the largest suite in their hotel property, with a nice view of the ocean. So this is on top of a cliff, and you basically, for the beach access, you go down an elevator and walk a couple of minutes. I think the room was fantastic. Being a busy weekend, the service was a hit or a miss.
How many nights did you stay there?
So we stayed there for 2 nights.
That's fantastic, right? 2 nights, you got upgraded to the suite.
Correct.
You got $100, so you could maybe have a meal with that $100. Your breakfast was sorted. Did you want late checkout? Did you get it? You didn't get the early check-in because you said it was a busy weekend.
Right.
What about late checkout?
No, so I think late checkout, they were happy to accommodate us, but I think I had a bus to Lisbon, and I had booked the Sofitel in Lisbon, so I think I also wanted to reach there on time, and I think this was
and your status in Accor is?
Accor is platinum.
Achha,
so this is a pretty decent.
But it is coming out very clearly, like we said, कि आप platinum भी हो सकते हो, आप Marriott Gold भी हो सकते हो, but it complements. It's not an alternate. Like a lot of, I think, at least, I don't know, I was living under a rock till the last 2 years, before last 2 years, right? I didn't even know कि ऐसा कुछ exist करता है. Like मुझे लगा कि यार अगर मुझे कभी भी कोई travel agent use करना है, if I have to use a travel agent, I have to call somebody who will उनको बोलना पड़े सर जी कर दो. Like this is what I always imagine travel agencies to be because of that's how we have grown up. On then there is the other side of it जहाँ पे tours and travels होता है जो group tours लेके जाते हैं. Like such level of customization and the ability to kind of do this, I wasn't even aware. And somebody fighting these discussions on your behalf कि भाई इसको breakfast, I thought कि हमेशा manually करना पड़ता है, right? So
right. No, I think that is one of the things about Fora as well. I think they advertise themselves as tech first as well. And they enable individuals who want to get into the travel industry, to become travel entrepreneurs, to do it very seamlessly. Because, so essentially all of these bookings, they are routed through, so for example, with Marriott, it is Marriott Stars and Luminous.
Correct.
With Accor, it is Accor Hera, earlier known as Step. You have Virtuoso as well. You have, I think, Hyatt Privé. So all of these are
so it
basically...
goes through that branded channel of the hotel itself. It's not like it's doing via like a
it's not some third party. It's just that it's sort of a sub-leased travel agency of sorts.
Got it.
So that's how it works.
By the way, like I'm sure each one of us has some really bad experience with OTAs. Like I've had horrendous experiences. Like ऐसा हुआ है एक दो बार जब मैं होटल में गया उन्होंने कहा I don't have your booking. Like what? what do I have? Like okay, we haven't, like this is not valid in this hotel. You talk to MMT.
No, but typically if you go to any hotel, right?
Interaction ज़्यादा होता है वैसे ही.
By default, they will reserve the worst rooms in the hotels for the OTAs. That's a given.
Really?
Yeah, always.
Okay, I didn't really realize
it's
that.
a fact. So like, I mean, of course, I mean, things like Fora are different because at the other side, they will give you the elite stuff. But typically, by and large, you speak to any hotel owner, all the worst set of rooms are going to be reserved for OTAs.
So ऐसा है ना, पहले सबसे ज़्यादा इज्जत जो पैसे से भरता है, फिर उसके बाद इज्जत जिसकी मतलब एमएक्स का वाउचर यूज किया है तुमने ताज वाला, और फिर लास्ट वाला के मतलब
I put it at a level below.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought always कि like ऐसा नहीं होता.
No, it's true.
Amna, I will come to you. So Dimant has given his impression of Fora. Obviously, ABM has booked it a couple of times. There's another one I want you to talk about where you're going, which is very exciting. We'll come to you. There's lots of
unless there is something to hide and he doesn't want to talk about it.
He will talk about it. हम
पता नहीं किसको सरप्राइज करने वाला, मुझे क्या पता.
नहीं वो हम solve कर लेंगे. And then we'll come to you. And then coming to Amya, what is your impression of Fora? What do you think it is? Why would you book it sometime? When would you book it?
Sure.
Let's go for it.
So let me dissect it, right? Like I think of it as a couple of things. Number one, it is a way to get a lot of loyalty benefits without necessarily having that loyalty with a given brand. Now, as Dimant mentioned, this doesn't need to be that, okay, I don't have this loyalty at all. For example, I don't have an Accor membership and I'll go for it. That's not true. It can, there are use cases and I'll talk about where I think it can play. But in one, I think of it as a twofold thing. Number one, it is a way if you are having like this super special experience. What Hera fundamentally allows you to do, or what Fora allows you to do, is that when you book through a Fora professional, you are going to get typically cheaper rates, mostly revenue rates, but you will be treated by the hotels as though you were their super elite member in whichever sense, right? So if I were to think of a very special occasion and I do not mind spending revenue, like say whatever, maybe I'm doing it for a business, maybe I'm doing it for whatever. Not only do you get cheaper rates effectively in revenue, you also get elite level of treatment across the board. That is number one. Number two, even if you are a member, like say for instance, like let's take Accor as the example, as I think a lot of our viewers are familiar there. We've heard that, Accor is pulling in some changes saying that, hey, you know what, the cumulative status nights you can earn from a program is capped at 30 or whatever that number is. If you really want to be invested in that status, you need to earn your status points. There's no getting away from that. This can be a great opportunity for that. Think of it as a upgraded version of your red hot rooms. But you, instead of getting the worst set of rooms, you probably get the best set of rooms, great set of upgrades, great probability of upgrades, and in general, like a great treatment. So if I were to go for a special occasion, I think it's a great choice.
I love that analogy, right? See, think about it, right? You are today booking bookings with Accor, right? There is a time at which you decide कि मैं revenue करने को ready हूँ. That is one spectrum, which is red hot rooms, which saying कि अगर मैं value conscious हूँ and I can get a price half the price per room, I'll use red hot rooms. I'm okay not paying by points.
Yeah.
there's other spectrum, exactly, right? बोला कि यार ठीक है, मतलब I can generally book by points, but there is a special experience that I can get, and for that I'm ready to pay revenue. So there's the other spectrum, and I'm sure there are lot of customers who are at both spectrums, right? So I love that perspective, Amay.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it matches well with me because I am someone who will never hesitate in booking a red hot room, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about this in the past. I think it works out well because I mean, especially if you're doing like the third night free that you typically get in a lot of hotels, I think that works out beautifully. Like you're getting a 1/3 haircut, you're getting extra dining credits. You use it as an opportunity to earn points also. It's
Yeah,
great.
see, मेरे को तो वो persona सबसे ज़्यादा connect करता है because I've seen that happening with Adil, right? Adil is somebody who vacations a lot, travels a lot, and he's running short of Accor points all the time, right? मतलब he's not going to say that because I don't have Accor points, I'm not going to do Raffles Udaipur. I'll do ITC Mementos because I have ITC points. He's not that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Like he will make sure that he goes there. I think उसके लिए भी perfect है मुझे लगता है. Like that's what I think it
No,
is.
but I think it is pivoted. I think it becomes even more important, especially in Accor land, because of the fact that with the changes in the Accor Plus membership,
yeah.
you now have to end up,
Mandatorily
doing
do
a
one
1
revenue
plus
night.
1 or 2 plus 2 nights. This is like a 2 plus 1. You might as well do something like this.
I think that's nicely summarized. So, for our viewers, I think let's just give them a rounded view of what we're talking about. So, you're saying that you generally have to book through someone who's a Fora advisor. Fora is a travel tech platform. The way they work is they curate some of the best rates in the world with highly specialized VIP benefits. Now, those are made eligible to certain travel advisors who have a wealth of experience of either staying themselves in the property or who have high net worth clientele, and they have the license to book on their behalf and get access to these rates. The way you do this is, if you are booking, let's say, an Accor property, the typical kind of benefits that are offered at an Accor property is you stay for 2 nights, you get the 3rd night free. Now, this is not going to happen if you're looking for an Ibis or a Novotel, right? It typically starts from a Pullman, Sofitel, right? Swiss Hotel,
your luxury
Raffles.
chains,
It's
basically.
more about the luxury properties and SO, so on and so forth. If you're looking at Marriott, then you're not going to get it in the courtyard. You're not going to get it in the Marriott brand itself. What you're going to get it for is the JW. You're going to get it for St. Regis. You're going to get it at the Ritz-Carlton. You're going to get the Ritz-Carlton Reserve. Then when you come to Hilton for luxury, you're not going to get it at the basic Hilton. You're going to get it at the Conrad, so on and so forth, right? Then there is Aman group of hotels in the world. There are so many other of these cherished properties. The typical kind of benefits that you get is you get the 3rd night free. You get a $100 credit, not per night, for the entire stay, right? For the entire stay, you'll get a $100 credit. You'll get a complimentary breakfast. Upon availability, early check-in and late check-out. And upon availability, an upgrade. The definition of an upgrade is you're not guaranteed a suite. It is an upgrade. It could be to any room. But oftentimes, because you are going through Fora, you are treated like a VIP. I'll tell you my experience here in terms of when I recently went. I went to Raffles Udaipur, put a post out on Twitter like most of you have seen it. So, there were things that were good and bad about this experience, and I want to kind of portray it to the audience, right? So I went through a Fora advisor. The Fora advisor told me, Adil, let's book the lakeshore room because that's the 2nd category of room. मैंने कहा ठीक है, अच्छा है, 3rd category upgrade मिल जाएगा, अगर हो गया तो it'll be great. And the difference between the 1st category and 2nd category was $1,000. Like, doesn't matter. So he said, Adil, giving you a great deal, 66,000 rupees. You get 3 nights at Raffles Udaipur. I'll give you the lakeshore room. When I pictures dekhe, I really liked it. I was like, let's go. Now, I showed my wife. I said, we'll go here. She was like, yeah, we'll go. But I'll call my friends also. They are also looking to go. Well, sahi hai. Who do you have in mind? We have so and so in mind. Like, fantastic. Let's call them. So we were going out incidentally that night for dinner. And the 6 of us were chatting, 3 couples. So I said, yaar, ye soch rahe hain, aap log chaloge kya? They looked at it and they're like, what's the rate? And I told them the rate and I told them the Fora perks. They were like, yes, let's go. So we sat on the same table, made the bookings through the Fora agent, booked the flights, everything. And 2 weeks we're off to Udaipur. We land at the property. And if you've seen the picture of Raffles Udaipur, it's a beautiful palace perched on a private island. अब हम पहुंचे हैं. There is a building that doesn't look all that pretty. It is brown, the color is meh, okay? And when you enter, there's that tall structure, and उधर से दूर, like there is a lake. वो दूर island दिख रहा है जिसके ऊपर Raffles Udaipur है. So when we got down, somebody came, the woman welcomed us, and the lady said, "Sir, welcome to Raffles. Let me walk you to your room." तो मैं बोला, मैडम यहाँ कहाँ? अपन तो वहाँ जा रहे हैं. I mean, that's Raffles, right?
अपन तो वहाँ जा रहे हैं.
Yeah, because this is Raffles. That's Raffles, right? But sir, you booked the lake showroom. You wanted the view of the lake, so we booked you in this building. Right? What? This building? It's like a 3-floor apartment. And there's nothing Raffles-like about it. Bahar se, it is not very pleasant to see. When you go inside, sure, the interior is exquisite. You will love the rooms. You will love the architecture inside. Beautiful floor-to-ceiling curtains, like a 40 feet height. It is majestic. But when you go into Raffles, you want to stay in the palace.
अपन को तो पैलेस में रहना है.
Huh, obviously, right? So, and more than me, the women are like, why are we going here? Are we supposed to be there? And when she said this, she's like, all 5 of them, the 3 women and my other 2 friends, they looked at me. ये साले तूने बोला था कि वहाँ रहना है, ये क्या? What is this?
बेचा कुछ और था.
Exactly. So now we went, and luckily because we had come in through Fora, they treated us very well. There was another level of respect that I could see. And the head of butlers there, Hamad, he said, "Sir, don't worry about it. Let me see what I can do." So I quietly went to the side and I said, "Hamad, problem क्या है?" He said, "Sir, there is a wedding happening. And the entire island is booked. They booked out the entire. मेरे पास एक भी रूम नहीं है तो मैं आपको दे देता." बोला, "यार Hamad, this is a problem with 3 couples. This is going to be a scene. You're going to get me fired." But he's like, "Sir, here's an email that I sent to your Fora advisor. Your Fora advisor should have told you this. But he didn't tell you this for whatever reason. That's fine. But normally we tell people proactively not to book this room because they get a shock like you." बोला, "ठीक है, अब क्या करना है बताओ." So you give me 15 minutes, I'll come back. So he came back after 15 minutes and he said कि ठीक है, sir, I've made an exception for you. We are moving you to the Flamingo room there with balcony. So he moved us to the Flamingo room with balcony, which is on the palace, majestic. I think if I would have done an ordinary booking and gone there by myself, if I had booked the lakeshore room, I don't think they would have accommodated because it was fully booked out. They did some jugaad, I don't know what they did, but they got us in. ये important था.
Varna Adil at night he would have been like the Great Gatsby, looking at that green light that year by year recedes past us.
Exactly. On a lighter note, you should say कि यार उसको Raffles Hotel view room बना दो. मतलब why are you saying Lake Shore Manor?
Yeah, it does not.
You're confusing people, यार.
But here's the thing, Dhimad. I'll tell you one more thing. It is my mistake also. You know why? When the confirmation email comes,
उसमें लिखा रहता है.
it comes from
Yes.
Raffles only directly, even though your Fora advisor must have booked. But it is written in the
Yes.
fine print. So main mail में ना, when you go to the footer, वो footer में लिखा हुआ है कि this is off island. And this has got views of
Even
the
if you
island.
book the highest suite, उसके नीचे भी
The
लिखा रहता
Manor
है.
Suite.
उसमें भी
The
लिखा रहता
Manor
है.
Suite is also, if you see here, off island. But anybody, if you're paying like the kind of rates and you're going there, you want to live on the island, right? But let me take a step there. So when we went there, not only were we treated like royalty, but then when we went to eat, the chef came out. He said, "We apologize for the inconvenience you have. Please let us know what we can do." So, I mean, we just said, ki, "What is your specialty?" He said, "We do a lovely Rajasthani thali." Like, banao yaar. And it requires like a 3-hour notice. तो हमने दे दिया था उसको. शाम में he made and it was outstanding. So the deal I got for 66K was 3 nights, $100 credit, breakfast inclusive, and then they gave us this room. Not only did they do that, on the last day, they upgraded us to the suite as well. And all this is without asking. So I think like the whole Fora thing eventually worked out.
Yeah, but Adil, again, same question to you, right? So again, very honest question,
Yeah.
right? Two questions actually.
Yeah.
First question, do you think कि ऐसे you're not treated well or you feel the same level of treatment नहीं मिलती if you go without Fora? Like, because you said answered that partly, but
I think देखो वो जो उसने बोला ना, like the hotel was sold out, it was genuinely sold out.
okay.
There's nothing he could have done. What he did, he told me later, and this is not Hamad, there was somebody else who was senior to Hamad. What he told me is, "Sir, what I did was, the lakeshore rooms also have a suite, the Manor Suite. I have taken 3 guests and I've upgraded them to the Manor Suite.
Acha, okay.
I moved them for you and I took permission, which is why I needed 2 hours to consult and make that happen. And I couldn't give you that on the same day. I gave you that on the last day because by that time a lot of people would have checked out.
Got it.
And I would have made this happen. So I thought for whatever reason, because of Fora or whatever, I felt like a VIP when I was there. Now whether it's true or not true, I don't know. I don't
Got
have, because I've not gone there without
makes
Fora.
sense,
So मेरे को नहीं
makes
पता.
sense, makes sense.
But मेरे को बहुत अच्छा experience लगा. The other reason why I went there is because this year, like you know, I'm platinum. I am chasing diamond. And I needed certain amount of status points. Now the good part about Fora is when you book through an agent, so you'll get your status nights, you'll get your status points,
And the reward
you'll
point.
get your reward points as well.
Got
So because I'm chasing that, it made sense for me. The other thing that was happening the month was if I was burning my points and I had points, I would have not got status nights. I would have to pay for 3 nights.
No,
So
status
यहाँ पे
nights you would have got.
66
Status nights
points you
status points
wouldn't
नहीं
have
मिलता था.
not
Status
got.
points you wouldn't have got, which you would have needed for diamond.
Sure,
Status points नहीं मिलता.
Yeah. So I would have not got the status points, but I would have also had to pay a rate of, let's say, 1 lakh rupees.
Correct.
Because मैं 3 रात के लिए फिर
Third
भरता,
night
यहाँ
would have
पे मेरे
been,
को third
yeah,
night लगा.
third night would have been just the deal breaker. Yeah, I got it. And I think one thing what I'm consistently hearing right from your experience, because I have like yet to book that special experience coming soon, like I said, and I have some ideas. I'm going to chat with you guys on that.
Yeah, we want to get into those ideas.
But I'm still seeing that consistent thing saying, yeah, it's still like people who are seeing this episode from a long time, they know Adil has lakhs of points. तुम फिर भी फोरा कर रहे हो लाइक स्टेटस वाला पॉइंट
कौन बोल रहा है? मैं फिर से बोलूं? ये वही है, देखो ये वही आदमी है जो अगर आपने वेलकम मूवी देखी है जहाँ पे वो नाना पाटेकर उठता है और बोलता है चिंता मत कीजिए भगवान का दिया गया सब कुछ है, दौलत है, शोहरत है, इज्जत है, पॉइंट्स है, बस वो 20वीं एनिवर्सरी के लिए एक स्पेशल फोरा चाहिए.
वेलकम.
Cool. So I think we'll dive into a second segment. The second segment is, and maybe we'll start with you, ABM. What is the one Fora property, or maybe 2 or 3 Fora properties, that you'd like to pay revenue for, that you see value in, that you'd like to do sometime? Not necessarily now, but you see, अगर कोई special occasion आ गया, मेरी ख्वाहिश है दिली दिल में एक बार लाइफ में यहाँ जाना है, लेकिन जब मैं यहाँ जाऊँगा मैं फोरा के थ्रू जाऊँगा for whatever reasons because the points might not be worth it or anything. So I'd love to hear maybe 2-3 properties from you and reasons for why you'd like to go there using Fora and how you think it makes sense. And then we'll ask the same question to Dhimant and Amya.
Yeah, so I think right off the bat, there are some properties which just have insane amount of discounts on Fora, right?
Yeah.
Like one of the redemptions or like one of the bookings which I have planned next is Fairmont Mara.
ये अक्टूबर वाला है ना?
This is the one in, yes, fag end of October. So I think from the rack rates, this is almost a 50%
Discount.
Oh,
haircut on the Fora platform. So I think that is one property which I'm looking forward to.
How many nights are you staying there?
I've booked for 6 nights. So I've booked it in chunks of 3
Fab.
each.
3 plus 3.
2 plus 1, 2 plus 1.
2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, it
Yeah.
turns out. I think even if you book 6 nights in a single booking,
That's
it just
allowed?
accommodates that. Yeah,
I mean,
it
if you
just
do
does
6
that.
also, they'll give 4 plus 2?
Yeah, they do that. So I think they knock off the 3rd and the 6th night
Got it.
from
Right.
the price.
Got
I think that's how they
Oh,
do
I
it.
always thought, by the way, I always thought it was 5 plus 1 sometimes. Like, I didn't know that 3
5
plus...
plus 1 is Marriott.
4 plus 1. Marriott is 4 plus 1.
What I meant was that if you do 6, you still get only
Ah,
one
okay.
night. That's why I thought he booked in chunks. But
No, I think, yeah. So I think I booked in chunks because it was the rate was slightly lesser. So I think because the way the algorithm works is
acha,
probably
okay, got
something
it,
I think
got it.
like 50-60K odd difference,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So, but I think they do knock off the
Yeah.
3rd and the 6th night from what I recollect. So that is one property. I think again in the Accor portfolio, there's Sofitel Legend Grand Amsterdam. I think that is one property which has a good haircut on Fora.
Nice.
And then there are a bunch of
चौथी बार Amsterdam जाना
experiences. Yeah, but I think Amsterdam, so you can go n number
it's
of
an
times.
amazing
It's an
city,
amazing
man.
city
Amazing city.
for many reasons. But yes,
See, last time Dhimant got a lot of love from the community because of his reactions to Thailand. अब आप Amsterdam ला रहे हो. Dhimant, you have gone there thrice already. You have gone to Vegas 6 times.
Wait, Dhimant.
अभी recently,
How many of your Amsterdam trips were alone?
All 3.
एक मिनट मैं बताता हूँ धीमन की ट्रैवल हिस्ट्री मैं खुलासा करूंगा आज. ये बंदा गौर से देखिए इसको. This guy, he has gone to Thailand 6 times. He has gone to Las Vegas 6 times. He has gone to Amsterdam 3 times. And अभी ताजा ये हांगकांग और मकाऊ जाके आया है. ये क्या हो रहा है धीमन? What are you trying to signal?
यार कोई सिग्नल नहीं है. It just happened, destiny. Like it's not planned, honestly. And every time, and my wife disagrees to that. Every time I've gone, I've always invited my wife. She's always said no. She today claims not to, but I've always invited her. She said no because of her work. But she won't agree to that. So she'll say कि यार मतलब वो she literally says तुम ठरकी कंपनी में काम करते हो हर जगह पे तो कोई ऐसी जैसी जगह पे ले गया था. That's the word she uses being from Bombay. But on a very like interesting note, like my friend just messaged me yesterday from Amsterdam. So he's coming to meet us for our alumni meet. We are having our alumni meet in Goa like this week. Goa, yeah. That's
There you go. By the way, ये और एक खुलासा करते हैं. I was speaking to Deeman's wife, and she was saying Deeman has taken us 6 times or 7 times in a row to Goa. 6 था 7 था?
6, 7.
6 times in a row. So Goa भी है, like you rightly said.
I'm not going to try to like defend my reputation, but ठीक है जो भी है.
नहीं हम लोग मजाक कर रहे हैं.
But it's okay. So this guy called me and says कि यार मैं एम्स्टर्डम से निकल रहा हूँ कल सुबह कुछ लेके आना. मैं बोला जो मुझे चाहिए तू लेके आ पाएगा नहीं. अब जिसको जो डिकोड करना है करे. But this is what I told him. So yeah, that's what it is.
Cool. I think those are awesome.
I want to hear one, like the names. Sofitel, Legend,
Is it Sofitel, Legend, the Grand, I think, yeah.
Anything else that you want to add?
And I think Aman Properties again, if you are looking at Aman Properties through Virtuoso, that is a good option.
I heard a lot about Aman. Yaar, we
Aman
don't never
Bangkok
talk
is
about in
amazing.
redemption circles. Like, what is the like? Explain how much money does a Aman redemption revenue cost?
I think like it varies. I think the Bangkok property should be around 60-80K, something around that for a night. So it's
Normally Aman is like very expensive, but it's also very exclusive, very elite, and they go like way ahead in terms of personalization. Like nobody does personalization and benefits and luxury like they do. They're currently apparently the best in the world. Is
And
what I
I've like if you think
I've
about
never been there, but I've been reading about.
and think about it, the ROI on marketing is infinite because they do hardly. It's everything is word of
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah,
I've
everything is
never
word of mouth.
seen any ads of the hotel, and I mean
Yeah.
they stand.
But
out
they're
like,
also the most booked properties.
Yeah, they're always full is what I've heard. Like it's very hard to get accommodation. Like
It's
somebody
very
is telling me that 4 nights consecutive milna is like very, very difficult. Like that's what I've heard it.
Yeah, so आप जा रहे हो when you're going to Masai Mara, are you also thinking of doing Fairmont, Mount Kenya?
So it was earlier on the cards. I think there are 3 Fairmont properties in and around Nairobi.
Yeah.
So I think earlier the plan was to do 333 of that
Yeah.
and make it a 9-day trip.
Yeah.
But then we decided that it might just make more sense to be
Because
6
it's part of
nights
the
in
game reserve. The one
Yes,
that
so
you're
it's
saying.
not exactly inside the main Mara
Yeah.
reserve. This is a
Yeah.
separate reserve. So you have to pay, I think, some $200 or $250 per person per night as the conservatory fee. So that's additional to
Right.
whatever is your expense. It's not in the main Mara reserve, but I think despite that, I think you can spot the big 5 cats.
Got it.
It's from what I've heard, and it's a tent kind of a property. So
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the rooms are essentially tents.
Yeah.
So I think 2-3 years back when JW Masai Mara
Yeah.
had newly launched, I think
That was a steal, man.
that was a steal deal, and I think it is. I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but I think that is one of the
Yeah,
regrets.
same.
Not
100K,
having,
right? People got for 100K
yes,
for 5 nights,
80K.
which is
In fact,
crazy.
much lesser.
Payal
80K.
went, right?
Payal went.
Yeah.
I think a bunch of
Yeah.
friends in Discord, Jay
Yeah.
and
Jay
Ram.
went,
Yeah, Jay went. Yeah.
Jay came to our episode and spoke about
Yeah,
it.
Yes, I think so. These guys went, and so all of us were in this WhatsApp group, and I think that's also just when Marriott had stopped your advanced redemptions, where you could book a hotel on points without having the requisite amount of points in your account.
अच्छा हमारे
Correct.
फ्लाइट मोड में अभी
Yeah,
क्वेश्चन
yeah,
लीक हो चुका
yeah,
है. Question is leaked.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So typically I would keep 150K points in my Marriott account. Most of it was at MX waiting for that bonus offer and whatnot. And just I think a week or so back, I had booked the Westin Rishikesh for 5 nights.
Oh, nice.
So I was pretty happy with it because okay, I can drive by to the place. Pretty close by from Delhi, so easier to do. And I was hesitant when the deal came for Mara that how will I plan the logistics? I think you need to
Same.
get a vaccine, you need to book your flights and all of that. So I was like, okay, perhaps might be okay to just miss this deal. But when folks actually went in there and the kind of experiences they shared with me, I think
FOMO.
yes,
Total
FOMO. And some of them went twice. I think some of these people had.
I know somebody
two
who went 4
bookings.
times. I don't know how they managed the flights. Like insane.
Yeah, and so I think then and I'm not like a huge wildlife or that kind of a person, yeah, but I think more recently in the last year or so I've begun to appreciate nature more. So
ये कुछ तो hidden meaning लग रहा है. Appreciate nature more.
be in the nature, I think. Yeah.
So I wanted to check with you one thing, right? So obviously the most difficult decision is to choose the destination. And
Yes.
in your case, ये तो decided था कि आपको मसेमारा जाना था. It was part of your bucket list. But how did you choose a Fora advisor? And how did you choose and when did you say कि यार मुझे Fora से करना है? One was the haircut, I'm assuming, the discount, and that's why you chose Fora. But आपने agent कैसे decide किया? Like, how did you decide whom to book with?
Yeah, I think so. Like pretty much everybody who's in the miles and points game will either have a friend or so who is in the travel
Who's an
advisory.
advisor, yeah.
So I think most of us know folks from either on Twitter, on Discord, or something of that sort. So I think my Fora advisor is again like a friend I knew on Discord
Correct.
from
Yeah.
a couple of years. And I think there are a bunch of folks.
Yeah.
But again, because you don't have access to viewing the rates and everything directly, you probably end up choosing somebody who you're most comfortable with,
Or you
and
know,
who-
or you know.
or you
Yeah.
know, and who's
You trust,
okay to
basically.
accommodate your random whims and fancies probably at 2 a.m. also
Yeah.
at night, right? So I think
Got it.
that's how I ended up
Got it.
choosing mine.
Let me turn this question around and ask you in a different way. If you were to recommend somebody to select a Fora agent, how would you, like, what parameters does one, like, how does one decide? Like, for example, I'll tell you how I decide my OTA. I decide my OTA based on कि सबसे आसान किधर है, सबसे ज़्यादा डिस्काउंट किधर है, सबसे ज़्यादा easy कहाँ से होता है, जहाँ से कुछ screw up ना हो. Like, how do you decide who your Fora agent is? Because you're on a different mission, right? Because this is a high-end luxury booking. How do you
Yes.
decide your agent?
Good question. So I think here my primary goal was to look for somebody who has either booked that property in the past and has experience from guests staying at that property.
Got it?
Pricing is okay. I think the Fora price almost everybody will match and offer the same. So I'm not looking for anything extra from
Perfect.
the travel advisor. So here the relationship of your Fora advisor actually comes into the picture, right? So we were discussing earlier that you don't want to handle the back end of things. You don't want to have to email the hotel and talk to the GM or whatnot to sort out your upgrades and dietary preferences and whatnot. So your advisor's relationship with the hotel actually here comes into the play. And
मेरे माइंड में तो ऐसा रहता है कि like I believe this way, right? तो for example अगर मुझे let's say I want to go to Udaipur Raffles, I'll call somebody who's been there. Like that's what I do. Like that's my habit.
Always.
Like there is no way I'm going to call Aman and ask him कि Raffles Udaipur करूँ या Fairmont. He's not been to both places. क्या पूछ के फायदा है? Like even if he's a travel buff, like at least that's my experience. I select my travel advice from people who have been there. Like that's at least been my experience. And if you're somebody who doesn't have the time and doesn't want to get
Sure.
into nitty-gritty, उसके लिए he basically saying कि भाई तू देख ले,
Yeah, it's
पैसा is
just
not
a
a
function
problem.
of outsourcing your headache, ना. देखो नहीं पढ़ना यार इसके अंदर. Somebody like who's smart.
मुझे
who's
नहीं
been
पढ़ना
there,
कि
done
लेक
that.
मैनर है या शूट है या
हाँ,
लेक
like,
शोर रूम है. Like,
हाँ.
You've been there, ना. I trust you. आप बता दो यार.
Correct.
And I trust you because you've been there so many times and you know this game well.
because a lot of people are just comfortable booking packages, but they
Agreed.
don't want to do the group package thing. Like they don't want
Yeah,
to travel
exactly.
with 10, 15
Yeah.
That's
people.
boring. That's not
super boring, and
personalized, yeah.
you're then at the
That's like when you
mercy of
telling you ना,
the.
मेरे को वही लगता है कि या तो तुम वो एक अंकल थे जो बोलते थे मैं टूरिस्ट हूँ लाइक एजेंट करूँगा तुमको करके दूंगा एंड देन सीधा वीना टूर्स है एंड ऑल दोस बिग टूर्स
Correct.
व्हिच टेक लाइक फुल buses to Switzerland and then have a cook with them and like for me at least that was a traditional way of thinking.
By the way, I don't know if you know this, but the Chinese also do these big tour
Yes.
buses.
Ooh.
Like,
Dude, whenever they are somewhere, I just go from there. Like, नहीं हो पाएगा.
I
Like,
think they are responsible for the inflation in prices in some of the activities. I think Turkey inflation I would probably attribute to these Chinese people.
there's a lot more happening in Turkey, but
yeah, exactly. Nee, but like one thing I noticed, for example, is they also have a lot of disposable income. Like, for example, the moment their entire they always travel with groups, right? And they would come into casinos in Las Vegas, for example, or any other casinos. They spend money like crazy. Like they Indians को आप देख जाओगे. Indian will put a like $1 का एक यहाँ डालेगा, $1 का वो रूले खेल रहा ना. Chinese will come, they'll put the whole bunch on one number. Well, they're actually gambling, right? So like
no, I was
amazing.
actually incidentally speaking to someone last time when I had been to Rome, one of the people who was local who we happened to know through something, but he is like, man, these people come, they come in buses, they eat at their own places. None of the money actually comes into the economy for us, and you're like really very pissed off with them. Huh?
Oh, they carry everything with them, food and all, is it?
So,
I thought they spend
it's
a lot of
similar
money.
to like, so for example, even a lot of the similar Indian companies,
The
right?
one that
It's a matter of
they
comfort
carry
for a lot
cooks
of
and-
people. So they actually carry cooks.
Veg food, for example, is a big problem statement.
It is. And I mean, for whatever it works for a lot of people, great for them. But sometimes locals are not happy.
See, the thing is that probably if you're sending your parents, for example, they
Absolutely.
like company. They don't like to be like us. They don't like being away from people. They want to be closer to people. So maybe it works for them, yeah.
But in Cappadocia, at least what I saw was, so pretty much you have to book your hot air balloon ride much in advance if you want to get a good rate or whatever. But the Chinese there, they'll just pay whatever rate thrown at them. And
so
the
it's
Turkish
like-
are
But what a city, dude, Cappadocia.
Oh, man. It's amazing.
My goodness.
like one of my
Probably
favorite.
one of the best cities in the world that I've gone to.
And especially if you're-
purely because of the vibe.
Oh, man.
Like the vibe, the hot air balloon experience, and the food. Like the Adana
Yes, the
kebabs.
Anatolian cuisine.
The other thing, man, lentil soup. You will never have such good lentil soup anywhere in the world. Every place, every restaurant that I'd go to, the first thing I would order, lentil soup.
You know, they also call it shorba, right?
Yeah. तो मम्मी
but
दाल और
उसको-
शोरबा खिलाएगी तो कोई नहीं खाएगा
नहीं यार,
लेकिन
लेकिन-
लेंटिल सूप बना के तुमको खिलाएगा कैफे का टाइम तुम खाओगे डबल पैसा
भाई
देंगे
लेकिन बहुत सही होता है. Like legit, I'm telling you.
especially if you're just finished Istanbul, had a culinary experience in itself, and then you're going to other city where there's amazing
and
food.
Cappadocia raises the bar. I'm telling you,
I
people
agree.
think that Istanbul is legendary for food. I'm telling you, Cappadocia raises
Even
the bar.
better, yeah.
I feel like I spent 3 nights in Cappadocia. It wasn't enough. Like I really
Yeah,
feel it
I think I
wasn't enough.
definitely want to
spent
go
6
back.
nights in Istanbul. I thought it wasn't enough.
Yes, Istanbul also has a lot to offer. I think like
amazing food.
this is what I always tell my friends as well. Like if we are going to Europe, let's just stay for one night in Istanbul.
Yeah.
Just for the San Sebastian.
Ooh. Man, that
12 a.m. at night in
cheese,
Galata. Yes.
that chocolate sauce.
लेके
भाई नहीं मिलेगा. अच्छा बॉम्बे में एक जगह खुली है. It's called Basque in
It's
Bandra.
called Basque cheesecake. The other name is.
Basque cheesecake. This
Name is
particular
the name is Basque.
of the joint itself is Basque in
This is
Bandra.
not good, the one that Rex, the Oz by Kebab. There's some Turkish restaurant
Ozi by
there.
kebabchi is good, but
It's
what you should
decent.
have there is the katmer.
Okay.
So the katmer is like a fried rumali roti. उसके अंदर there's oodles of pistachio and in sugar syrup, and it's served with a vanilla ice cream. And when you cut into it, it's like a pistachio stuffed samosa. And you're indulging into it. वो गरम serve करते हैं with a cold frozen scoop of vanilla ice cream. Man, it is insane.
Dude, but I've one thing I noticed about in Turkey and some of the other countries, like the Italians is another example. They treat pistachio with more respect. They don't like crush it like these guys do. Like, but
Bhai, lekin,
amount of
I'm telling you.
pistachios that they use in Turkey, it's insane. If you ever see them grinding those pistachios in that big bucket, and then
And
they'll put it in a kunafa and they'll put it.
If you want to have the
crazy.
authentic cheese kunafas, right? That is
Epic.
just Istanbul or Cappadocia for
Especially
that matter.
those aluminium things in which they put it and
Yeah.
put it
Yeah,
inside
those pans
the
are really nice.
Yeah, the pans
Yes.
are really
It's
nice. right?
fantastic.
And the
It's
ovens,
like,
they just put it
it's
for like
hot, it's crispy, it's like a pizza, but it's melty, it's chewy. Man, it's so
And
good.
for people like you, in the end, they'll again put sugar syrup on the top. Like they'll add it like the
They
sugar
have honey,
syrup on the top.
So they have this
Look,
thing
it's-
called.
it's, in case you didn't hear, it's called a dessert.
Dessert, yeah.
They have this really nice dish called. They call it. Let me try to remember. Kaimak, I think. So it's like clotted cream.
Oh,
and,
it's really good.
What
they
is it
add-
called?
It's clotted cream.
No, what is it called?
Kaimak.
Kaimak.
And
Not
they
kaimak.
add honey on it. I think I remember. If I remember correctly, it's called kaimak. It could be something else.
And then
Goat
there's
milk ice cream is the standard there, yeah.
Goat milk
In
ice cream.
India, I will
Yeah.
probably never have goat milk, but there somehow it just
कोई
elevates
डबल
the
पैसा
taste.
बेचेगा तो हम कुछ भी खाएंगे.
Sir, वो बाकलावा भी बहुत अलग चीज है उधर यार.
Yeah, for some reason I never had a taste for baklava.
No,
like
but
I
the
don't like
baklava
baklava.
that they make it there is actually so. They
Yeah, I know it's good, but I
You
didn't
gotta
like it.
have it at Haji Mustafa with the clotted cream and ice cream, not just solo
इंडिया का
with the
बकलावा तो
clotted
फेक है. मतलब like इंडिया का बकलावा मुझे बिल्कुल
India
पसंद
No, I
नहीं
think
है.
the
It's pretty
ingredient
much-
quality also matters. Like they make it in ghee over there, and then.
So tried this packaged baklavas and all. Like
no,
I don't
no,
like
24
it.
hours
It's
that
very
shop is
bad.
open. I think Hafiz Mustafa.
Yeah, Hafiz Mustafa.
I love
is
that. Oh, they have this that jelly kind of thing. What is it called? I forgot the name.
What is
Yeah,
jelly?
Turkish delights.
Turkish delights.
Turkish delights, yeah.
The variety of Turkish delights and like amazing.
And more often than not, it is just right off freshly prepared, and you can just pick it up.
And they have this white coating on those Turkish delights,
That's
right? The
powdered
powdery
sugar.
stuff, right?
Ah,
Powdery
that is
sugar. It's
sugar.
like so nice.
That was my welcome gift at the Mercure Istanbul Sirkeci, I think.
Nice.
चलो, you tell
अच्छा
me.
चलो वापस आते हैं. We are talking about Fora. हम लोग oftentimes we have this thing of drifting into the Great Indian Yum Yum show. I think we'll come back now. So we've heard from Dhimant. We've heard we started with ABM in terms of what properties he's eyeing and which ones it made sense. Amir, let's come to you. Are there specific properties you'd eye with Fora? Which ones?
See, that's not the approach that I typically take, right? I pretty much work opposite. If I want to go to a place, I will pick. And more often than not, there will be good properties. So if I think that the property is good, that's how my psyche is, that's how I will work. But here's the sweet spot according to me. 3 nights, definitely. I think that is the biggest sweet spot. So any place where I think that I'm able to do like a 3-night stay, it helps you with a couple of things. If I am going in a loyalty program that I already have, some investment in, right? It helps me with respect to getting to statuses faster.
Correct.
If there is a specific property in a place that I really like, that I don't have membership with, it gets me great loyalty benefits there anyway.
Correct.
So I think the 3-night thing is what I would look at. I will pick my destination first, and looking at the destination, I will go in. And of course, then there is also the matter of super special occasions where...
Is there a destination you're eyeing anytime soon? Like, where are you thinking about your next vacation?
I'll really need to think. I mean, probably, I just had too much travel lately. So I think I need a break for a while now.
Okay. So Bangalore is going to be your...
for a few months.
You better try some JW Marriott Prestige till then, at least on the weekends.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind a good staycation for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Dhimant, any properties you're eyeing specifically?
Yeah, I still want to go to the JW Masai Mara. Like, I am still kind of, I know Fairmont Masai Mara is a great deal.
I think JW is a
but
step
I want to
apart.
go to JW. Like, I want to try that. And I don't know whether it has Fora Pay, a good deal, or a haircut. I don't know that. That's one. I think the second one that I'm desperately looking at is... one of the reserves or the Al-Maha is another opportunity. If I can get 2+1 at Al-Maha, I think it's a perfect 3 days. शायद 3 दिन मुझे पता नहीं बोर हो जाऊंगा but I don't know, but 3 days in Al-Maha sounds like
nice.
Also very accessible. I'll use my favorite airlines, go there, fly, and then I'll enjoy there.
Are you sure you want to fly on your favorite airlines?
Yeah, because then I'm spending
my... बता देते हैं, the one that he's referring to is Indigo.
I'll use probably...
Look at ABM's expression. Nikhil, ये zoom करके दिखाना. Just the way he turned and he twisted his eyes and he's like...
Judge किया मेरे को.
You know वो soap operas में होता है, नहीं.
He judged me in a microsecond.
No, I think it's gotten better with at least the whatever blue chips at least they throw in your...
You're talking to a tier 1 member, by the way.
But like my point was कि Al-Maha पे if you're staying and you're anyways going to chill out and relax there, I'm okay to take a
staycation property. Right? It's a fantastic property. All suites, all inclusive. Makes sense. I think it's a great one. The ones that I would consider right now, I'm very, very tempted for my upcoming Japan trip. Although my hotels are already booked on points, I'm very tempted to book the Ritz-Carlton Reserve in Hokkaido. If you've looked at the pictures of that property, right? It snows in Hokkaido and the whole thing looks so white, so gorgeous. It's like
Will it snow there when you're going?
Sorry?
When you're going, will it snow there?
The odds are 50-50. The odds are 50-50.
This is a reserve
if I were
one,
to go, it's a Ritz-Carlton Reserve in Hokkaido. If I were to go 15 days later, there's guaranteed snow. But because I'm going 15 days earlier, it's a 50-50 chance.
But if it's a Marriott and it's Luminous Stars, like what are the promised perks for Marriott? Luminous Stars?
So you will get
free breakfast,
early check-in, late check-out, $100 credit.
Awesome.
And there is a VIP perk as well. I don't know what the definition of that perk is, but we can figure that out. So that is something that's very tempting to me. That's number one. Another property, देखो life में एक ख्वाब है कि एक बार Bora
Hilton Bora
Conrad Bora not Hilton Bora
नहीं Conrad.
So
correct.
you know Bora in the French Peninsula is like a feast for your eyes. If you have to holiday once and you want to go out smashing, I think that is the place to be. So if I were to use Fora and if I get a chance to anytime in the next couple of years, I would love to go to Bora.
इससे मुझे और एक idea आया, like what you just said ना, मतलब कि शायद one of the things that we don't have access to as a group is probably Hyatt today. There are no partners. If you want to do any Hyatt property,
absolutely.
क्या option है तुम्हारे पास?
There is a lovely
I'm not paying MMT for booking Hyatt. No way.
There is a fantastic Park Hyatt in Sydney. So those of you who are wanting to go to Australia, it is one of the most majestic Hayats in the world. बहुत खूबसूरत और बेहतरीन property है, and it is part of Hayat Prive, and it is available on the Fora
By the way, in yesterday's, we did a meetup yesterday in Mumbai. We are recording it on the next day. And one of the most common suggestions that came is that talk about the most aspirational properties in each program.
Yeah.
Probably, if you guys also want to hear about it, please drop in comments. We'll definitely try and do an episode on that.
Yeah.
But Hayat mein, any other properties in Southeast Asia that you're aware of?
This is the one that is on my list.
The
Which is
Australia
the Park Hyatt Sydney.
Sydney.
The another one that's on my list is Waldorf Astoria Maldives.
How can I forget that?
Like that again is like unparalleled, and again to have these benefits as part of
How would
Fora,
it compare to the Full Moon Sheraton?
nowhere. like Full Moon Sheraton is here, the Lee Meridian is here, then there is the Ritz Carlton, then there is St. Regis. वो सब के ऊपर, like right at the pinnacle. वो बोलते हैं ना Maslow's hierarchy of needs में self actualization के ऊपर आता
HR
है
personnel
Waldorf
से
Astoria.
बात कर रहे हो तुम.
No, I'm just saying like it truly
But
redefines luxury.
tell me this thing, for places like Maldives,
Yeah.
it's even better, no? Because the dining credit is actually so valuable over there.
Exactly.
Actually पता नहीं डाइनिंग क्रेडिट वो तुम वो सब उधर कुछ नहीं आएगा $100 में.
नहीं बहुत कुछ
आएगा?
बहुत कुछ
Like
आएगा.
$100 is good.
Because look, I've stayed at the Sheraton, I've stayed at Lee Meridian also. $100 is good money.
Good money? Okay.
Good money. Yeah.
I
I think
always
the
thought
USP of the Sheraton and Lee Meridian is you can skip the flight transfer and you just take a speedboat, right?
Not in
For,
the
for Sheraton, there is a
yes.
speedboat.
Yeah.
For Lee Meridian, you need a seaplane. You can't skip.
So another underrated benefit is even Marriott elites do not get free breakfast in Ritz Carltons.
Correct.
Really?
So
but,
yes,
but you will get
but
this.
if you
I was
add
about to
Ritz
ask you,
Carlton-
गोल्ड तो आपको ऐसे ही मिल जाएगा.
नहीं
अच्छा.
सिर्फ प्लैटिनम्स को ब्रेकफास्ट मिलता है, लेकिन
वो भी नहीं मिलता.
सेंट
That also,
रीजस
yeah.
और
St. Regis I think still gives you, but Ritz Carlton for sure.
रिट्स कार्लटन
Reserve doesn't.
Not the regular Ritz Carlton
even
also.
regular
Yeah,
Ritz
they
doesn't.
pretty much. I mean, okay, sure, the
Guys,
hotel can
excellent,
throw it
just
in,
like-
but
Adil, let's do one thing interesting. Let me just steal the mic from you. Let's try to curate a good 10 property list which we think हम aspirational है और हमको फोरा से कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? आपके लिस्ट से स्टार्ट करते हैं.
यार बहुत बड़ी लिस्ट है.
तीन बताओ चलो. तीन चार बताओ.
let's talk about a destination that Dhimant loves. Let's talk about a destination that Dhimant has been to so many times. That destination, ladies and gentlemen, is Thailand. Let's talk about Bangkok. So if you go to Bangkok, right, एक बहुत खूबसूरत होटल है जिसका नाम है Capella. Now if you go to Capella, it has got this restaurant called Korte, which is one of the best restaurants in the world. And Capella का architecture इतना modern है, vibrant है, open है, sunlight आती है हर rooms में. It looks so good that you'll just want to stay there and not get out only.
हाँ, me also. I want to go there again to try.
हाँ, समझ रहा हूँ. आपको क्या try करना है वो मैं समझ गया.
Capella.
हाँ.
Next बताओ.
Cool. So I think Capella, and also because Capella has received the award of the best hotel in the world in 2023 and 2024 in 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Right? So I think Capella definitely number one.
Okay.
Because I have a thing for New York in my heart. There is this lovely hotel called Mandarin Oriental in New York.
I love Mandarin.
Man, that hotel, like imagine you're at the 54th floor.
It's in Manhattan, no? Where is it? Upper Manhattan.
Yeah. So it's in New York, it's in Manhattan, from the 54th floor, open views of Central Park. वो पूरा Central Park आपको दिख रहा है, glass है पूरा. It is so good, right? Whether you're staying there, you're doing an event there, you're dining at a restaurant, you're hanging out by the lounge, it's like 270-degree views of Central Park. One of the best places in the world to stay.
Cool.
So I think New York के लिए I would choose that. Capella से याद आया, when we were talking about Capella is also awesome in Singapore.
Okay.
And why it's awesome in Singapore is because I think it has some history related to it. Like, for example, the British Royal Artillery used to be there and that got converted. So वो थोड़ा rustic, historic charm है उधर. तो बहुत अच्छी है.
Nice.
Speaking of Singapore, so a lot of people don't know कि Disney for the first time is bringing their cruise line to APAC.
Yeah.
Disney historically has been an AMER dominant player. Royal Caribbean is there in other parts of the world and all that. But Disney is bringing its cruise line to APAC for the first time starting
Singapore.
December this year. Fora advisors can help you get a great deal. right? Normally आप किसी और के through जाओगे ना, वो उतना अच्छा deal नहीं मिलेगा. But Fora has some perks that they offer on Disney Cruise Line as
You
well.
want to do the Disney cruise?
This guy is doing. Remember
Udit is doing.
So
But
Udit's already booked, and he's got a great room, and he's going. And I really wanted to go, but Udit's going in January. January is our kickoff at work. So there's no chance I can go. But I would love to give it a chance.
I told my wife I want to go to Disney cruise, and she's like, "यार, she's mortally afraid of water and ocean and all." She's like, उससे ज़्यादा 3 दिन और Disney चले जाएंगे, Disneyland चले जाएंगे. We don't want to do Disney cruise. So for me it's out. I don't know. मैं किसी और के साथ जाना पड़ेगा, किसके साथ पता नहीं.
And then we were talking about the artillery barracks, right? Sorry, London में there is the Raffles OWO. The OWO Raffles is the old war office. And that has been re-architected. It's a beautiful Raffles that I think has gone live in 2023 or 2024. तो नया property है, majestic है. तो अगर कहीं दुगना लगान लेने की ख्वाहिश है, तो then you can definitely try.
ये बताओ कि ये सब होटल में जाने के लिए छुट्टी मिलेगी कि नहीं ऑफिस से तुमको? कि
देखो अर्जी तो दी है बट अब कब मिलेगा वो पता नहीं. एक और मेरी बहुत बड़ी ख्वाहिश है, अगर मैं जा सकूं तो. देयर इज अ बल्गारी in Tokyo.
Yes.
So Bvlgari में think about it, right? F&B will be crazy expensive. Now with your $100 perk and with your early check-in and your late checkout,
कितना truffle oil डाल पाओगे सोचो आप.
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि if I the kind of guy I am, I would like to go check-in early, like 9 a.m. and try and stretch that checkout till 4 p.m. and get like 1.5-2 days there, right? I don't know हो सकता है कि नहीं, but at least कोशिश कर सकते हैं. But Bvlgari is one of the most iconic brands in the world. अगर वहाँ it's like a bucket list item कि कभी कर लिया.
Cool.
So this is my list.
Perfect. So you said Capella in Bangkok, Capella in Singapore. You said
Mandarin
Oriental
in New
Disney
York.
Cruise, New York. Okay.
Disney Cruise, the Raffles OWO
in London. And this is the new one.
And the Bvlgari in Tokyo.
And the Bvlgari in Tokyo. Okay, cool. After Sehwag's opening batting, let's come to Dravid's defensive batting. बताओ, हमें आपके favorite properties बताओ.
I'm not going to do justice anywhere close to Adil, but
अरे Dravid has his own role, dude. वो अगर wall की तरह खड़ा नहीं होगा, you are seeing off the swing. Don't worry, बताओ.
तो ठीक है, हम हमारा status preserved रखेंगे wicket के जैसा. But I think aside from that, I think so aspirationally, right? Like so. And I think just a little segue. My wife has been watching this TV show. What's it called? White Lotus.
Oh, lovely.
4 seasons.
4 seasons is something I definitely want to hit.
Yeah.
दिल की बात बोलते.
Man, I mean, I normally don't watch TV shows. People who know me would know that. But I will, when she's watching, I will just sneak in. I will check what's playing on TV. And then I will listen to everything. And then I will ask her summary. बताओ क्या हुआ इसमें? And she refuses. Then I will go to Wikipedia and I will look up the story. But no, I think that
any specific 4 seasons that you were eyeing?
So I don't have a specific one. I've heard great things about most properties, but I'll tell you one. So when we were in Kyoto, I think walking down, I had definitely seen the property from outside. It was very intriguing. Maybe that one. Yeah.
See, interestingly, I don't remember the name of the region, but the White Lotus में the one in Italy, the one that they show, I think it's in the Tuscany region or the no, not in the Tuscany region. I think it's toward the Sicily region. It's an amazing property, but it's too expensive, man. I think it's $1 lakh a night, and if I'm going to go to such a property, it's definitely going to be via Fora.
Life में एक बार.
हाँ, एक बार पक्का. लेकिन that also reminds me, I was talking to ABM right now. One of the most underrated city property in Bangalore is Four Seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? You have to go to Far and East, which is their Pan-Asian restaurant. And you have, what was the name of the cocktail bar at the top? I can't remember. Definitely go there if you have an Easy Diner voucher that you want to use. There's a perfect place to use your voucher. Kopitas. Kopitas is one of the most underrated cocktail bars in Bangalore.
I see.
After Dravid, let's come to pinch hitting. बताओ जडेजा.
So I think एक तो which I was earlier talking about, Aman Bangkok. I think it also goes for over $1 lakh a night usually. So wonderful property. I think that would be one. Probably not as aspirational, but wonderful views. Park Hyatt in Kyoto.
Yeah.
I think
very
it has
nice property.
The one
Very
right
nice
near the
property.
Kiyomizudera.
near the Kiyomizudera,
So I
correct.
think it has wonderful views of the shrine, and
Yes.
that is one property which.
But it's
I
a
think-
hard to book property, very hard to book.
Yes.
If you are looking to go to that property during the cherry blossom season, you have to book at least a year in advance, very close to a year in advance. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to do that, please definitely
Yeah,
try
for
it.
that matter, I think even city hotels in Tokyo are pretty highly priced during the Sakura season. Right?
Yeah.
Anything between even a basic, I think the intercontinentals are anywhere
30,000
between 30 to
35,
40k.
40,
So
yeah.
I think there's a couple of under the.
Any
luxury
other
collection.
aspirationals on your list?
I think so. Orient Express, now Belmont Hotels, they do have a couple of properties which you can book through Fora. I think there's one in Venice, if I'm not wrong. That's also their perhaps flagship property from where they started out. I'm not sure if you can book the trains right off Fora at this point of time or not, but I think that is one property which will be super helpful to book on.
यार मेरे पास दो और याद आ गए. मैं और
Before,
बताता
but
हूँ.
before you go
एक
there,
इंडिया वाली
नहीं,
बताता हूँ.
before you go there, I think that was a San Domenico Island wala. The one at the White Lotus,
Okay,
Italy one. I think that's one of the most amazing properties as well. हाँ, बताओ.
एक इंडिया वाला मैंने
ये वापस बैटिंग मांग रहा है सहवाग अभी. देना है कि नहीं बैटिंग? देना है कि नहीं? 2 बार बैटिंग नहीं मिलता तुमको, बताओ चलो.
नहीं. सो फोरा वाला ना, तो वो आई डिडंट डू दिस फोरा थ्रू फोरा. आई डिड इट लाइक फ्यू इयर्स बैक जब कोविड में ताज ने एक ऑफर निकाला था. सो आई गॉट लकी विद दैट. द ताज फलकनुमा पैलेस इन हैदराबाद. मैन, the historical suites, there are something else.
Oh.
So they have these historical suites. There are only 2 historical suites. Left पे है, right पे है. उसकी balcony इतनी बड़ी है. When you go outside, पूरा हैदराबाद दिखता है. It is so magical. और हर शाम को 5 बजे शाम में कवाली होती है. Every evening. And they serve some good alcohol and all, which I didn't enjoy. But हमारे लिए they gave some lovely Suleimani chai. And you know, they had some nice like hodevers passing around and all of that. Oh, वो Qawwali performance was so good that before that I've never enjoyed Qawwali. मतलब I didn't even have a thing for Qawwali. वहाँ जब देखा ना, then I started enjoying Qawwali and appreciating Qawwali. Also, the breakfast when you have there, right? When you sit in the restaurant, it's got these lovely views that you can see of
डेजर्ट
the
क्या है
landscape.
बताओ वहाँ पे?
यार उनका वो there is so I don't know, it's called Shahi Tukda, which is like, people get it wrong most of the time because they take a piece of bread, they soak it in milk, they put some saffron and add oodles of sugar. But that's the wrong way of doing it, right? The right way is to very gently pan fry the bread. And the bread is not a bread. It's like a Japanese milk bread, but has a cake-like consistency. इसको इमेजिन करो कि आप डीप फ्राई नहीं करोगे, फिर वो मतलब बहुत ऑयली हो जाता है. बट अगर उसको तवे पे जस्ट लाइटली फ्राई करोगे, उसको थोड़ा सा, इफ यू एड अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ लाइक custardy but desi milky foam, and then you sprinkle some pistachios on it, you put some gold leaf on it, and then you add some saffron on it.
This is the cue for the this is the cue for the editor here to say, वो अगर जिस WhatsApp में जब ऐसे आप होटल में जाते होगे ना, तो उनके जो शेफ का WhatsApp ग्रुप होगा ना, उसमें तो डर का माहौल है, आदिल आया है, डर का माहौल है.
नहीं, सही में वो इतना अजीज था, इतना लाजवाब था, that
इतना लाजवाब है कि आप उर्दू में बात करना शुरू कर दिया.
नहीं, because when you go there, you're like, okay, dessert तो खाना ही है, right? So the chef, I called the chef like always, and I said, chef साहब आज क्या खिलाएंगे? And this is lucky, I was fortunate enough to go to this place with my family. So my dad was there, my mom was there, my aunt is there. Like me, my dad has a sweet tooth, and he doesn't eat much food. He does not eat much food at all. He has very little food and he's quite thin. But he has a sweet tooth. उनको dessert बहुत पसंद है. And he absolutely loves it. So everywhere I go, I ensure that I first solve for dessert. Dad के लिए.
I know that. That's why I asked you which dessert did you eat.
तो मैं शेफ को बुलाया, पूछा क्या खिलाओगे? तो he said, sir, हमारा शाही टुकड़ा खाइए. बोला, शेफ साहब क्या बात कर रहे हो? ये तो डबल का मीठा हो गया. डबल का मीठा हर जगह मिलता है हैदराबाद में. टू कॉमन है. इसमें क्या मतलब? Like, sir, आप तकल्लुफ ना करें, आप ट्राई करें, और अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ना, I'll make it up for you and I'll do something special for you. लेकिन मेरी गारंटी अच्छा रहेगा. ठीक है शेफ साहब, अगर आप इतना अच्छा अगर आप बोल रहे हैं तो बना दो. He said, सर मैं और कुछ भी आपके लिए भेज रहा हूँ, आप ट्राई कीजिए, मेरे को लगता है आपको पसंद आएगा. कंजर्वेटिव मुस्लिम फैमिली, alcohol nahi pee rahe, they're seeing, and they offered, and we said no, and they offered for free, and we said no. So he sent a Gulkand ka mocktail, which was pink in color. And it was nutty, it was fruity, it had these pieces of Gulkand, it was minty. हम पी रहे हैं, I'm like, man, I've never had such a good like Gulkand milkshake in my life. वो इतना अच्छा था that I was like, I called the chef, I'm like, boss, ये कमाल कर दिया आपने, and he didn't even charge for it.
This feels like a youngster just out of college lost in Thailand. Great ones. Any last property that you can think of?
So Taj Falaknuma, I think, just for the food, just for the historical suites, they're spectacular. One more, which I think aapke dil ke kareeb hai. You were just talking about, Dubai, and you spoke about Al Maha. One of those things that you want to do just for the heck of it is the Burjul Arab Jumeirah. That also comes as part of Fora, and all the benefits of Fora apply there. Yes. So, if you want to stay in one of the tallest buildings of the world, soak in those views. And see, Burjul Arab is a butler-enabled property. So, every room will have butler serving you, and the ability to say no does not exist. क्योंकि वो तो land of sheikhs है. आप जो बोलोगे पेश है आपके लिए. धीमंत, मैं अभी ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप क्या मांगोगे. मेरे को पता है तुम्हारा दिमाग कहाँ जा रहा है. लेकिन we will avoid that for another day. वो आप बैंकॉक चले जाओ.
तुम शेख बोले, तुम बटलर बोले, बोला मना नहीं कर सकते, कुछ भी मांग सकते, और फिर बोल रहे हैं.
So, speaking about the food at Hyderabad, I think there is this lovely couplet I read somewhere. वो मेरे को वो शेफ का ना खाना खा के याद आ गया. It's like a शायरी. I enjoy शायरी. I think our
उसका मतलब भी समझा देना लेकिन बाद में.
हाँ. तो उसका I think like the podcast community doesn't know that side of me. So there's this lovely शायरी that was written on one of the menus. I don't remember where, but वो फलकनुमा में खा के ना वो शायरी याद आ गई. It goes something like this. जिसकी खुशबू से महक उठे फिजा, जिसकी रंगत से भी आ जाए मजा, हो नफीस और लजीज हर लुकमा, जायका जिसका हो हर एक से जुदा, खा के हो जाए खुश हर मेहमा, हम बिछाते हैं वही दस्तरखान. So it's like an epic shairi which says, like we serve the food to people who really appreciate it and enjoy every morsel that is served. But it's like in Urdu, and it might be a little hard to decipher. But man, the food at Falaknuma.
You've seen that Snickers वाला ad जहाँ पे जब भूख लगती है तो this person becomes somebody else. वैसे जैसे खाने की बात होती है, this person becomes somebody else, and then after 5 minutes he comes back and becomes oh अच्छा अब मेरा
देखो मेरे अंदर वही
खाना सोच के ही पेट भर जाता है इसका.
मेरे अंदर वही इंसान जागता है जो आपके अंदर बैंकॉक के लिए जागता है.
Chalo, let's back to you.
Cool. So I think with this, what we've done is we've had a fun segment where we shared, like, at least between the four of us, what is our wish list of dream stays where we could potentially do if we get a chance in life.
Worth your money.
And absolutely bang on for your money. And if we get a chance, we'd love to do it with Fora. So we've got a special announcement to make. The question is, all our guests ask us, Yaar, give us the number of a Fora advisor. Can you connect us to a Fora advisor? Which Fora advisor can help us book these? Who can give us the right advice? For the special announcement, I'll hand it over to Dhimant. Dhimant, बताओ कौन है वो Fora advisor जो हम recommend करेंगे?
Awesome, yaar. Thanks, Adil. I think exciting announcement, and I'm super glad and excited to announce that we now have a dedicated Fora desk to answer all this query. We are not going to redirect you to anybody. We are here, the team is here, and we'll help you make your dream vacations happen. So as a part of the podcast community and channel that we are running today, we are going to help run this with our own Fora desk. That's the exciting part of it. And looking forward to hearing from a lot of you guys whether these 10 properties, if there are other properties that you're looking forward to, DM us, throw us those names. We'll be happy to kind of come back with deals so that you can make your dream vacation happen.
So Dhimant, I don't know if you've seen this movie called Partner. Partner has two lead characters. एक गोविंदा है और एक सलमान खान है. और गोविंदा सलमान खान के पास एट अ पॉइंट इन टाइम इन द मूवी जाके बोलता है इतनी खुशी मुझे आज तक नहीं हुई.
But wait. I have a very, very important and timely question. आप दोनों में से who is Govinda and who is Salman Khan?
I am Govinda because I am a huge Govinda fan.
वो डेविड धवन बताएगा कि गोविंदा कौन है और सलमान खान कौन है.
But I also love the song. Do you want a partner? Oh partner. Do you want a partner?
That was a I think Hitch movie का rip off, right? The movie partner.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But it's a great movie. Like,
Awesome
I
movie.
enjoyed that movie. It was so good.
गोविंदा का energy is unparalleled. Be it his dance, be it his dialogue
Oh,
delivery.
yeah. Oh,
be
his
it
dance is
anything.
epic.
Like अलग level भाई.
And his expressions when he dances, right? So what we were saying is itni khushi. That is because so a lot of you actually came to us and said in flight mode, in miles ahead, ki yaar, who's a trusted Fora advisor? Can we book through you all? So we went through the brass tracks and we said, what does it take for us? So we're happy to introduce, like Demon said, the travel desk, which we call our Fora desk at the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. So if any of you are looking to make any Fora bookings, we'll show you the email on screen. Send us an email onto this particular email ID and we'll get in touch with you.
I
And
always
we'll
thought कि
help you
ऐसे
with
दिखाना
this
होता है.
progress.
तुम ऐसे दिखा रहे हो. ऐसे दिखाना होता है कि ऐसे बताना होता है email ID.
यार ईमेल आईडी आ जाएगा आपको क्यों
हमारा एडिटर डिसाइड करेगा कि मेरे अंदर
वो
दिखाना
आ
क्या
जाएगा वो आप स्ट्रेस मत लो वो निखिल का काम है निखिल कर देगा विक्रांत का काम है विक्रांत कर देगा द प्रॉब्लम विद निखिल एंड विक्रांत इज दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी सो आई हैव टू टेल देम एज पार्ट ऑफ द एडिट प्रोसेस की दिस इज हाउ यू शो देम बट दैट्स द समरी गाइस सो वी आर वेरी एक्साइटेड टू अनाउंस दैट वी आर ब्रिंगिंग Fora to you if you'd like to make Fora bookings obviously reach out to us we're more than happy to help you make those bookings with that should we call it a wrap then
Absolutely.
all right Dimant ABM Amaya, big thank you for spending your Sunday and getting into some alone time with us to record this podcast and nothing else, Dimant. All right? And ABM for flying all the way from Delhi just to record this podcast all the way to Bangalore. So again, very, very grateful for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. It was wonderful speaking to all of you guys.
And with that, thank you everyone for tuning to yet another fun episode of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Which are some of the world's most unique properties that y'all aspire to stay? Which are some of the world's most unique properties that you've stayed at? Which are some of the world's most unique properties which are bucket lists for you? Put them in the comments. Whether it's YouTube, otherwise put it on Twitter, tag us, Instagram में comment करो. We are active on all these channels. And then if you are not on YouTube and you're like an Apple podcast person or you're like a Spotify person, हम वहाँ भी हैं. We are trying to get to as many channels as possible. So please tag us, let us know your stories, share with us. Also tell us what kind of content you'd like us to create. And finally, like I always say, like, share and subscribe and share this video with a friend you think might appreciate this content. So on behalf of Dimant, Amaya and ABM, this is Adil signing off for the Great Indian Points and Miles Show.
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow, all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo. Hidden treasures in every flight. Nights in places that feel so right. From deserts to the city lights. Get set, steal those dazzling sights. Miles stack up each passing day. Rewards come back in a million ways. In this game you want to play, the Great Indian Adventure, yay! Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.